You're welcome to today's class. In today's class, we will be looking at arithmetic progression. Arithmetic In today's class, we will be looking at arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression is also known as a linear sequence. A linear sequence, the two consecutive numbers that you normally have a linear sequence, for instance, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, this is 2 consecutive, this is 2 consecutive, this is 2 consecutive number. The 2 consecutive number we used to have will either increase or decrease in the same way. Not that when this one increase by 2, this will increase by 3, this will increase by 4. No, they increase by the same figure, by the same value. That is what makes it to be arithmetic progression. Let's look at example 1. In example, before going to, let's look at this. For instance, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Then we have 2, 3, 7, 9, 15, full stop. Which of these is an arithmetic progression? When we look at this, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This is increasing by what? It's increasing by 2. Increasing by 2. But if we look at this, 2, 3, 7, 9, and 15, we cannot actually say what is increasing by. It increased by 1 year, by 4 year. Then by year, it increased by 2. Year by 6. So this is not an arithmetic progression. So it's only this one we can call an arithmetic progression. In arithmetic progression, there are some certain things that are very important when you are solving arithmetic progression. You have to take note of. We have things like nth term, A, which is called first term. We have D, which is called common difference. These are very important to know. We have N term, A, the first term, and the D, the common difference. The nth term is the total number of terms that we have in the question. A, that is the first term. For instance, the first term of this 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 is 2. This is the first term here. This is the first term here. Then what is the common difference? This 2 that it has increased by is known as the common difference, which is CD, which you can also call D. That is the common difference, but we will be using ordinary D for the symbol of common difference to represent common difference. So we have not the first. Now the nth term, how many do we have here? How many? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5, 10. Now we can go to example 1. Let's check out this example. Like this, e.g. 1. Find the common difference in the following: A, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and B, 23, 14, 5, -4, -13, and so on and so forth like that. Now, in the first one, well, we have to find the common difference in this. 5, 10, 15, in A, we say D equals to second term minus first term. The second term minus first term, D equals to What is the second term? The second term here is 10. So we should give us 10 minus the first term, which is 5, minus 5. Therefore, D equals to 5. Now the difference is 5. In B, 23, 14, 5. The first term here, the second term here is 14. We say D equals to maybe second term minus first term. Or if we want to, we don't have to use second term, we can use the third term, we can use the fourth term, we can use the fifth term. But if we say we are using the fifth term here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth term, which is 13, negative 13, we will now say minus 13, and the fourth term, which will now be minus 4. Minus 13 minus 4, that is what we will say. So now if we use the second of this, we say second term is what? 14 minus 23. Minus 23. 14 minus 23 gives us what? Negative 9. But if we don't want to use the second term, for instance, we want to use the fifth term here, we can still say D equals to fifth term minus fourth term. So we will use the fourth term, which equals to the fifth term here is negative 13 minus, what's here? The fourth term is negative 4 in brackets minus 4, which equals to negative 13 minus s minus plus 4. Negative 13 minus 4, we still have 9. That is what we say, it increase or decrease in the same way. Not that it will decrease by 9 now, then it will now decrease by 12 later. So we have negative 9 there, which shows that the difference between these two, 23 and 14, is 9. 14 and 5 is 9. 5 and minus 4 is 9. Minus 4 and 13 is 9. We move to the nth term. In the nth term, the nth term of an AP, in the nth term of an AP, when we come to this nth term of an AP, let's solve a question. The question here says that find the common difference in the following AP. Find the common difference in the following AP, 6, 14, 22, and 30. This is still talking about common difference. Common difference, let's say, okay, find the common difference in the following AP. 6, 14, 22, and 30. Now, if you are to find the common difference in this following, how do we get the common difference here? We know that the common difference, which is D, equals to second term minus first term, which equals to 14 minus 6, which equals to what? 8. Now, if we are to find the nth term of this, how many terms do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 terms. Like when you say Tn equals to A plus bracket open n minus 1 bracket close. This is the formula now we use when we are talking of the nth term. Now, to solve this one, we now say T 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 equals to A plus in bracket n minus 1 bracket D, which equals to A is the first term here, which is 6, plus bracket open n, which is 4, minus 1 bracket close, D, which is what? 8, which equals to 6 plus 3 in bracket 8. That will now give us 6 plus 3 times 8, 24, which equals to this was is 30. Now, if we say we have 30, this is 30 here. It correlates with our last term year. So we move ahead. In this example 3 here, it should be our example 3. In this our example 3, the question says that the question here says that the 16th term of an AP is 93, given that its common difference is 6. Find the first and 28th term. You now say solution. Now, the 16th term of an AP is 93. T 16 equals to 93. This 93 shows that is the last term you will have when you are arranging this. Now, the 16th term of an AP is 93. Given that its common difference is 6, find the first. How do we get the first term? We now use the formula which says Tn equals to A plus bracket open n minus 1 bracket close D. That is the formula for n term. Then we now say that A is what? We don't know, which is the first term. A plus bracket open. Tn, the n is 16. That means n equals to 16. So 16 minus 1 bracket close. And the common difference, which is D, equals to 6. A equals to question mark. So which equals to 6. We now say A plus bracket open. This minus this 15. 6 equals to, so it will now equals to the last term, which is the 16th term, which is 93. We now say A plus 15 times 6, 90 equals to 93. Collecting the like times, we now say A equals to 93 plus 90 when the column will be minus 90. A equals to 93 minus 90, 3. So our answer there is 3. Then we now move ahead. And the 28th term, now calculating the 28th term, we now say Tn equals to A plus bracket open n minus 1 bracket close D. That will now be T28 equals to, that is the 28th term we are looking for, where A equals to 3 plus n is 28, which is the 28th term. That is why I say n equals to 28, A equals to 3, and D equals to 6. So minus 1 and our D, which is what we have in the question, which is 6. T28 equals to 3 plus 28 minus 1, 27 in bracket. Then we have 6 outside the bracket. Then which equals to 3 plus 27 times 6. 6 times 7, 42. Write down 2, carry 4. 6 times 2, 12 plus this, 16, which equals to 165. 3 plus 162 will give us 165. We move to example 4. In example 4, we'll be taking a look at this question. Says that the 14th term of an AP is 96. Why the 25th term is 173. Find the A 19th term, B sum of 13th and 56 terms, and C product of 6th and 13th terms. Now, solution. In this question, find the 14th term of an AP. The 14th term of an AP is 96, while the 25th term is 173. Find the 19th term, sum of the 13th and 56th term, and product of 6th and 13th term. The first thing to do here is we don't know what our first term is. We don't know what our common difference is. So the first two things we will look for in this kind of question is to look for our first term and our common difference. Now, what is our first term? The question says the 14th term of an AP is 96. T14 equals to 96, which, if you are to solve, you now say Tn equals to A plus bracket open n minus 1 bracket close D, which will now give us A plus bracket open n equals to 14, and the last term equals 96. So the 14, this is n, minus 1 bracket D equals to the last term, which is what? 96. A plus 14 minus 1, 13 bracket. Then we have D outside, 96 here. A plus 13 times D, 13D, equals to 96, equation 1. Then, that is our equation 1. We now move further by saying, why the 25th term is 173. The 25th term, T25, equals to 173. We say Tn equals to A plus bracket n minus 1 bracket close D, which equals to A plus bracket n, which is 25, minus 1 bracket close D equals to the last term, 173, which equals to A plus, in bracket 24, D equals to 173. That will now give you A plus 24D equals to 173, equation 2. That is our equation 2. Now, you will now combine both your equation 1 and 2 together. You solve them simultaneously. Solving both of them simultaneously, you have your equation 1 to be A plus 13D equals to 96 as equation 1. Then A plus 24D equals to 173 as equation 2. Now that you have it as equation 1 and equation 2, what will your A give you here? Now, we have two methods we can use here. We have simultaneous this is a simultaneous equation, so we can use elimination method and substitution method. Anyone you pick. Using the substitution method, and now when I want to use substitution method, I will make A the subject of the formula in equation 1. That will give me A equals to 13, A equals to 96. This positive comment will be negative 13D. This will now become my equation 3, making it the subject. Now, I will now substitute equation equation, I will now substitute equation 3 into equation 2, equation 3 into equation 2. Now, this is equation 2, a plus 24d equals to 173, equation 2. Then a is 96. Now, I'm not using this a again. I'm now using 96 minus 13d minus 13d, that is my a, plus here 24d equals to 173. Now, 96 minus 13d plus 24d will give us plus 11d equals to 173. Now, I'm collecting the line times. 11d equals to 173 minus 96. 11d equals to 173 minus 96. Then we just say 173 minus 96. It gives you 77. 77. Then 11 here 1. 11 is 77. 7. D equals to 7. Now that we have gotten our D to be 7. Are clear here? I don't want to clean the question because we'll still be using the question. So we now move ahead to look for our A. Now you now say solve. This is the question here, separate. Solve for A using equation 3. Now I want to solve for A using equation 3. Equation 3 says A equals to 96 minus 13d. Therefore, A equals to 96 minus 13 bracket D, which is 7 here. 7, which equals to 96 minus 13 times 7. 7 times 3, 21, carry 2. 7 times 1, 7 plus this, plus 2, 1, which was 2, making 9. 96 minus 91 will give us 5. That means our A equals to 5. Now we can continue here. If we continue here, then we can now look for the first. The first question say, look for the find the 19th term. A now we want to find the 19th term now equals to T19 equals to A plus bracket open A minus 1 bracket close D, which equals to A, which is our first term, is 5 plus N, which is 19 minus 1. Our common difference is 7, what we got here before we clean the board, which equals to 5 plus 19 minus 1, 18, in bracket we have 7 here, 5 plus 18 times 7, 7 times 8, 56, carry 5, 7 times 1, 7 plus 5, 2, which equals to 5 plus 1, 26, 131. That is our answer to question A. So, B says we should look up sum of 13th and 56th term. Firstly, 13th term first. 13th term. Looking for sum of 13th term. 13th term, we now say plus 56th term. 56 term. Now, T13 equals to A plus bracket open A minus 1 bracket close D, which equals to A will give us what? 5. A is 5 plus bracket open N, which is 13, minus 1 bracket close D, which is 7, the difference, which equals to 5 plus this minus this, we have 12 in bracket 7, which equals to 5 plus 12 times 7, we have 84, which equals to 5 plus 84, 89. Then we come to, it said, plus 56 term. T56 equals to A plus bracket open A minus 1 bracket close D, which A equals to what? 5. We now say 5 plus bracket open 56 minus 1 bracket close. Then we have 7 for the difference. So 5 plus 56 minus 1, 55 in bracket 7. 5 plus 55 times 7. 7 times 5, 35, carry 3. 7 times 5, 35 plus 3, 38. Which equals to 390. 5 plus 380 will give us 390. Then we now say that T13 plus T56. T13 answer is what? 89 plus T56, which gives us 390. Then our final answer will be 390 plus 89. 390 plus 89. Our final answer will give us 479. It will give us 479, which is our final answer. We move ahead for C. We have got solve A, B, then we are left with C. C now says the product of 6 and 13 term. That will be T6 system times 13 term. Now, times 13, 10. System will now give us T6 equals to A plus bracket open N minus 1 bracket close D, which equals to A, which is what? 5 plus N. This is the Tn, 6 minus 1 bracket D, which is the same difference, 7, which equals to 5 plus bracket open 5 minus 6 minus 1, 5. Then we have 7, which equals to 5 plus 5 times 7, 35, which equals to 5 plus 35, 40. Then times the 13th term. As we have it that we have solved for 13th term before. Our 13th term give us 89. Our 13th term answer is 89 for this 13th term. So to look for the product, now to look for the product, since our 13th term give us 89, then we now see T6 times T13, which equals to T6 is 40, 40 times our T13, which is 89, which equals to 4 times 0, 0, 4 times 9, 36, carry 3 here, 4 times 32 plus 3, 35, 3560. That is our final answer there. So we can now move to example 4. So we stop here. In the next class, we'll be treating another question. Then we treat that. Then we also treat some of an AP. Thank you.